Spin lob is perfect.
It's just a treat, isn't it?
Yes.
To watch the shot making of both these guys. Agassi, we saw him hit the little dink on the dead run and then the top spin lob. Look how far in it lands too. Plenty of margin on that.
Still game point for Sampras.
Oh.
That's another 13th ace.
The better shot you come up with, the more I'll put my serve right in the corner.
It is 1:15 local time out in California. A couple of hours drive from LA, from Palm Springs, about, depending on which way you go, about 15-20 minutes drive. We're at Indian Wells.
No blowout in this matchup today.
No.
Sampras' game has gone off a little bit, except for his serve. He made more shots in the first set. He's made more errors in the second set, but he's served better in the second set than he did in the first. That's kept him in the set so far.
30 love. Oh yeah.
Agassi just continuing, Cliff, to be so disciplined. Never going for the shot at the wrong time. You thought maybe he could have gone for it on that first backhand, but no, he waits patiently, gets really the one he wanted, and then takes it up the line. The short ball. Agassi gets a good height over the net, just inside the baseline.
Game points.
Another easy hole. He's had a few love games in this second set.
Will we see a tie break for the second set? Sampras has to win his serve for that to happen.
NBA Tonight, Tuesday through Saturday, late night on ESPN2.
You've worked hard. And as you plan for the future of the people who depend on you, you search for the right financial partner. In Pacific Life, you found it. Nearly half the Fortune 500 rely on the Pacific Life family of companies. With over 130 years of experience and more than $300 billion of managed assets. For your family or for business, discover the power of Pacific Life.
Still getting flakes? Maybe the problem is your dander shampoo. Neutrogena T-Gel works on all 3 major causes of flakes, which makes T-Gel head and shoulders above, well, you know who. Neutrogena T-Gel, recommended #1 by dermatologists.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 37 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-854-2200. That's 800-854-2200 for the Wall Street Journal.
Our exclusive coverage of the Tennis Masters Series, Indian Wells, is brought to you by Audi and by Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works. Time. Welcome back to our live coverage of the Tennis Masters Series Indian Wells Championship match, number 3 and 4. That's their seeds here, folks. In truth, they are the #1 and 2 players in the world. Still, make no mistake about it. They don't play as much as the top players right now, but Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi are in the latter stages of the second set. Agassi won the first in a tiebreak. Sampras serving here to get into a tiebreak for the second set. First serve called fault. Sampras doesn't like this one. There will be no overrule.
It's a late call there. Linesman there.
It's too far away from him for the chair ump to make this call.
Absolutely.
Pretty good to me. That could have been wide.
Yeah,
hard
wide.
to see where it bounced there.
Yeah, but I think he clipped the line.
Usually it's the more athletic Sampras that wins these types of rallies. But Andre Agassi, as he told us, his biggest improvement is he's a better athlete. And he shows it in this point with great wheels. In the opening point in game number 12.
I mean, for him to get to that one, the one that he hit before there and pull it cross court, really surprised Sampras. Love 15.
See, now that first
Yeah.
point, that gives Agassi 2 points, because that won him that second point there.
I agree.
That's what he talks about when he says it gives him more options and gives him a psychological edge against his opponents, his fitness.
And he is non-stop motion, Agassi. You can see him right there. He has not stopped moving. I mean, he's walking and he's shuffling.
Up 30.
And the second serve.
Yep, he measured it.
Can Sampras come back like he did with the sun behind him from this side of the court and win 3 in a row again? If he doesn't, the set is history and he's 2 sets down. Set points coming up. Tiebreak in the first set. That's the first time that either player has been broken, and Agassi leads by 2 sets to none.
Well, it really was a matter of time, because Agassi has been relentless in this match, giving Sampras nothing. And finally, Agassi breaks through at love, taking a commanding 2-set lead.
Entering a new world, June 1st. I didn't pass one road sign today, or meet one person who could point me in the right direction. I hope every day is like today.
Coming in April, the ESPN Action Sports and Music Awards, fueled by Mountain Dew. Join hosts Rebecca Romaine Stamos, LL Cool J, and Chris Klein. Plus, the first ever live TV performance by the original members of Black Sabbath. One stage, one night. The athletes of action sports and the music that fuels them. Special appearances by Tony Hawk, Gabrielle Reese, and Tom Green. Music performances by Black Sabbath, Ben Harper, De La Soul, Busta Rhymes. The ESPN Action Sports and Music Awards, fueled by Mountain Dew. April 10th on ESPN.
Release the controls.
Do 180!
Get out.
We gotta get one of those.
I told you not to let him drive.
This was an instant classic. Agassi and Sampras at the Australian Open last year. It lived up to its billing, Patrick.
Sure did in the semifinals. First set went to Pete Sampras in this one. Actually went to Agassi, and then Sampras won the next 2, 6-3 and 7-6. The fourth set came down to a tiebreak. Agassi won it, and then steamrolled Sampras, who was fatiguing. Steffi Graf enjoyed it. 6-1 in the fifth. Agassi, of course, went on to win the Australian that year and then repeated this year. There's Team Agassi as Sampras headed for the exits at Melbourne Park in defeat.
Agassi took out Evgeny Kafelnikov last year. That was a 4-set win for Agassi. And then he repeated, as you said.
Black. First.
Beating Clement, Honor Clement in the final this year in straight sets. That's the first error he's made in a long, long time, Agassi. He made 2 errors total in that second set, Agassi.
Agassi's got to be enjoying this moment. Up 2 sets to none. He's fit, he's strong, confident. And Sampras, on the other hand, has got to be saying, wait a sec, I've got 3 sets to win. I came out the first set, I was blasting away, trying to get the points over quickly. Didn't work, lost it in the tiebreak. This is a tough hill to climb. 30 all. Now he is complaining. Watch this.
30 all.
See, I need to tell the umpire to do something. I don't know what he said before he said that.
You hear that too often from Sampras. There's a little bit of indecision now from Sampras. He hit the perfect backhand right there to set it up for that forehand, and I could just see the different thoughts going through his mind as he was ready to hit that forehand, whether to hit it with heavy spin, to flatten it out. That's because Agassi has made him work so hard, not giving him anything.
Out.
And now it's an overrule there. Sampras perturbed.
As perturbed as he can be, that's for sure, as Agassi has won the first game of the third and he leads by 2 sets to none. The TiVo NIT continues Tuesday on ESPN. Second round doubleheader at 7 o'clock. West Lafayette, Indiana. Auburn taking on Purdue. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Pepperdine taking on New Mexico. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
You know, to answer your comment, you said in the last game, Cliff, I thought it was interesting. You said that Agassi is feeling comfortable and happy. You know, I don't think he is. I think that's the difference in him now, is that he's not satisfied. He's not satisfied until he hits a stretch return winner. Unreal. This time he was at full stretch. Remember the last game where he broke for the set? Sampras didn't get out of his range, but even now, at full stretch, look at this beautiful split step there. He reacts.
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be long before you try to bury me again, Patrick.
That's why I'm here, Cliff.
Yeah, baby.
No, I think he doesn't get too
I understand what you're saying.
Match now, and I think that's
that's smart. Plus, let's face it, you're playing against Pete Sampras. Excuse me. You're not going to just like say, you know, I'm going to win this easy and let me just go through the motions. He's going to have to earn it. He knows that.
He's so tunnel vision now on the court, Agassi. We're talking about all that stuff about Agassi, the flamboyant one, the guy from Las Vegas,
the showman,
and he doesn't do that at all on the court really anymore. He's so concentrated on taking care of each and every point and his strategy, how to break his opponent down. The great thing is that the genius comes out in his play. I mean, we've seen it today. We see it there with that return.
I've always said he never needed the flamboyancy. I mean, from a personality standpoint, only because he's got such a great game to watch. You're watching live coverage, Tennis Masters Series, Indian Wells Championship match, third set, first 2 sets to Agassi. Break point here for Agassi. He leads 1-love in the third. Still break point for Agassi coming up.
Remember what Agassi said about Sampras, that Sampras has that ability to stretch a lead quickly, to go from a 5-all in the set to up a set and then up a break in the next set. That's what Agassi wants to do right here. If he can get this break in 10 minutes, this whole match will be completely in his favor. That's it. The lead has been stretched by Agassi, and he didn't have to do that much on that return. The pressure that he's been putting on Sampras paid off there.
Just to put a postscript on what we were saying, there's another way to put it about Agassi, and that is if Agassi had never said boo to a goose in all of these years, on or off the court, his game still speaks for itself. It is electrifying, and it is tremendous to watch, and always has been. 2-love, he leads in the third and 2 sets to none. 15-love with that ace.
Only his third of the match, but still, his percentage, 80% on first serves. Remarkable. Absolutely stunning. 22 winners for Agassi, 8 errors. So this is what's so interesting about Agassi's game, too, is that as the match goes on, he starts to hit more winners. The way he does that is by playing consistently, by not going for winners early in a match, because then his opponents start to go for too much. Then they start to come in a little bit more. That opens up so many more options for Agassi down the road. And now he's got a whole host of them open to him.
Agassi, just by the way, leads the points race, and the tour points race this year, having won the Australian. In spite of that double fault, if he wins this against Sampras today, he is going to extend his lead considerably.
They'll give him 100 points, Cliff, in the champions race. The loser collects 70 points. He'll also pick up a cool check for 400 grand in this tournament. The loser, by the way, gets $190,000. Agassi looking to win this title for the first time in his career. In addition to his 13 majors, has won 11 of these Tennis Masters Series events over the years, including this one twice. Agassi's won 10. The player with the most currently playing next is Michael Chang, 7.
Game point Agassi for 3-love in the third set. He's up 2 sets to none. That one sails, and a disconsolate looking Pete Sampras goes to the sideline. Agassi a lot happier look about his walk as he leads 3-love and 2 sets.
Still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was running
Today,
wild.
companies are struggling with the complexities of the net, trying to make intranets, extranets, the internet, and multiple software platforms work together, simply and securely, as one net. Well, now they can. With Net Services software from Novell. The power to change.
This is your last chance to catch 2 comedy hits. Martin Lawrence is going deep undercover in Big Mama's house.
Hi, Big Mama.
Damn, you fine.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Excuse me?
But things have just started for David Duchovny.
Do we know each other?
And Minnie Driver.
Think so.
In Return to Me.
Would you go out with me?
Yes.
Is that a question?
Don't miss Big Mama's House and Return to Me on direct ticket pay-per-view in their final week.
We're live in Indian Wells, everyone. It's Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi in the championship match. Sampras trailing by 2 sets to none. He's serving, but he's down 3 games to love. He's taken on a man who in the last 2 years has played in 5 Grand Slam finals and has won 4 of them. Andre Agassi. The line easy for Agassi, love 15. Sampras in his own right winning Wimbledon 2 years ago. He repeated last year and got to the final of the US Open, losing to Safin.
Look at Agassi continuing to go after everything. Looking to steamroll in this final set. There's the Masters Series title leaders.
15 all. Remind everyone that Andre Agassi has now won every Grand Slam. Started out by winning Wimbledon. That was back in '92, and then he won the US Open. He's won the Australian a couple of times. He won the Open twice. He's won the Australian twice. Make that 3 times now with his win this year.
It's the first time he defended successfully a Grand Slam this year at the Australian for Agassi.
Crowd giving Sampras a hand. I think there's the will for this match to go on a little longer than it now promises to go. Oh.
A little late for the carver. Sampras getting Agassi at full stretch. Knifing that. Taking the pace off it.
Agassi has never won this title at Indian Wells. And as we asked him about it earlier in the tournament, he said, yeah, I can't understand it. Very similar conditions to my home in Las Vegas. Agassi trying to join Gustavo Kuerten, the second 2-time winner on the circuit this year.
Slightly bigger victories for Agassi.
I'm just going to say that. Those were 2 clay court, South American clay court events. Not to take anything away from Kuerten, but this is a different league.
Kierton has a couple of big weeks coming up for him. He lost to Sampras, you remember, in the finals of the Ericsson last year, and then a big Davis Cup match for Kierton in Brazil against the Australians. Week after the Ericsson. 30-15.
This game. Sampras is struggling, obviously, but still giving it everything. Watch.
Agassi playing great defense again in this point. Finally, Sampras able to hit the backhand in the open court. Had to hit 3 or 4 great shots in that point. Sampras to finally win it, though.
Agassi, who's certain, by the way, our producers, the directors, the geniuses down in the truck are giving me a hard time. They say I'm trashing Kierton. I'm not. I'm simply making the statement as you watch this replay that Kierton has won 2 titles this year, and he's the only player to have done it. That's sort of a positive comment. Then I said, well, you said those titles weren't the big ones. I'm not. Kierton had a great year last year. Ended up #1 in the world. Okay? Game point, Agassi. Agassi holds on, and he is now very much in control. 1 break up, 4-1. He leads 2 sets to none against Sampras for the title.
Entering a new world, June 1st. I didn't pass 1 road sign today, or meet 1 person who could point me in the right direction. I hope every day is like today.
New balls, please.
Still getting flakes? Maybe the problem is your dander shampoo. Neutrogena T-Gel works on all 3 major causes of flakes, which makes T-Gel head and shoulders above, well, you know who. Neutrogena T-Gel, recommended #1 by dermatologists.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 37 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-854-2200. That's 800-854-2200 for the Wall Street Journal.
Pete Sampras respects Andre Agassi so much, and when Agassi was down at 140 in the world, Sampras was the one who kept saying that he, Agassi, was still the man.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that for many reasons, but I think first and foremost is what I believe that says about my game. For a guy who's at the top, when you're way off the charts, 140 in the world, he still has that respect and belief in your abilities. It did inspire me a lot. I can't say that lasts every day as you're grinding and working and paying the price that what's required to come back. But I'll never forget not just the respect he showed in feeling that way, but his comments to actually say it. That meant a lot. I felt a lot of support from him through that.
So he gives Sampras credit, I would say that, Agassi. Double fault on the first point there from Sampras, down 1-4. It's love 15. Is there a way out of this hole for Sampras? Down love 30, 1-4 and 2 sets.
No.
Nope.
Pete Sampras' coach has to be happy overall with the week of Pete Sampras, finally getting his game together. Wins over Grosjean, Kafelnikov, Rafter. Not enough though so far against Agassi. Now the errors flowing from the Sampras racket. 2 break points to put a lid on this one. Time ranking improvements. Look at that, what Agassi did in '98. From 122 to 6, and he did it the hard way. He didn't do great in the majors that year, remember? Week in and week out, and he set his sights on the majors in '99.
He started out in the junior tour, remember?
Challengers, yeah.
Yeah, Challengers, and one of them in Las Vegas, which I guess he didn't win that one. Then he won one other.
In Burbank.
Yep.
Played one in Burbank, California.
Break points.
30.
And no break points Agassi did against the Sampras serve until midway through the second set. Now he is looking at his 8th.
The spirit of Agassi, as you watch this again, is bending if it has not been broken yet. Deuce. The spirit of Sampras. That's what I mean. Agassi's spirits could never have been higher. Coming off a win at the Australian this year.
Advantage Agassi.
Leading the points race. Now with a break point to go up 5-1 to serve for it. His first Tennis Masters series of the year against Sampras, no less. His chance for another match against Sampras at the Australian this year spoiled by Todd Martin, who beat Sampras.
Game, Agassi.
Double fault, and Agassi leads 5-1. 4 points away from the title.
Agassi leads 5 games to 1.
Of course, the other thing that is propelling Agassi is how poor his year was last year after the Australian Open. Talked about the problems he faced, physical and emotional. Didn't win another title. Repeated at the Australian and wanting to continue that play this year. Picking his spots, playing well in the big events. The 12th time he's been here in the desert in Indian Wells, Cliff. And Agassi now looking for his first win here.
And our coverage continues next Sunday from Key Biscayne near Miami. The biggest event outside the US Open, the Ericsson Open.
First serve. First serve.
Agassi Cliff looking for his 47th career title here today.
Couple of points away from that.
30-50.
Started to get on Sampras' serve, as I said, midway through that second set. Put pressure on each and every one of Sampras' service games, and it's a quick downhill slide for Sampras.
Yeah, he got a grip and he just never let go. Match points, championship points too for Agassi. Sort of anticlimactic, I suppose, Patrick. You look at these two heavyweights, they have so much respect for each other. You expect one of the great matches, maybe of all time, as well as Agassi has been playing, and Sampras with a comeback of sorts, mini comeback anyway in this tournament, but he was not up to this firepower of Agassi's ground game.
Well, as I said, it was a good week for Sampras as Brad Gilbert looks on, but Agassi clearly showing as Steffi Graf looks on. And Agassi going over to hug his team. Gil Reyes, his trainer. These guys have been together through it all. And Gil told me earlier in the week, you know, we want to keep working hard. You see what it means to Agassi to come back and to do well after the Australian Open, setting him up for another fantastic year and clearly putting him at the top. Far and away from everyone else, and he just had an answer for everything that Sampras threw at him. Sampras was able to throw it a lot at him in the first couple of sets, but too many errors for Sampras. 0 for 4 on break points, and Agassi only 10 errors in the entire match. Just a phenomenal performance, a disciplined performance from Andre.
Agassi in straight sets after he had taken out Leighton Hewitt and before that Nicholas Lepenti here at Indian Wells in the first Tennis Masters Series. They're both at courtside now. Andre, first of all, congratulations to you. The first set, I guess, really told the story. You were down a set point. You were able to hold on, and then the tie break went your way.
Yeah, I was down a number of break points. I tell you, one of the things you have to do against Pete is, I mean, you have to weather his storm, and he comes out and really puts pressure on you and makes you execute right from the start. And I was fortunate to get through the first set without losing my serve, and the breaker can go either way. And then I picked up the level of tennis late in the second and got the break at 5-6 and up 2 sets. It's easy to relax.
Well, obviously we thank both you guys for coming on. Pete, you being the loser especially, but as Andre said, he was able to weather your storm. You came out pretty sharp. I mean, you had a lot of good backhands up the line, especially. How important was it in retrospect that you weren't able to sort of get over the hump in that first set?
Well, it was a huge part of the match. You know, had a set point and, you know, had a few chances, but Andre, he came up with some good stuff at the right time. And, you know, I kind of just slowly wilted away a little bit in the third set. I mean, he picked up his game, and, you know, I had a few chances, didn't convert, and it's just a bit unfortunate. But I give credit to Andre. He's had a great year, great week here in Palm Springs. But I can walk out of here feeling pretty good about the way I played this week.
Andre, having won the Australian and now the first Tennis Masters Series, that bodes pretty well for the rest of the year for you, doesn't it?
You think?
Yeah, we think so.
I tell you what, you know, if the year ended now, it's hard not to say it's been a great year, and I'm fortunate to get off to a great start. It's, you know, it all boils down to a few matches, and I tell you, it was you can win tournaments, but one thing you can't do is you can't be in a position to have a class professional great tennis player like Pete to just bring out the best in you. I tell you, it was just a joy to be out here in a big situation on the other side of the net from him again.
Guys, thanks a lot. Congratulations to you. No luck, Pete Sampras today. Andre Agassi, winner, straight sets over Sampras. Tiebreak in the first set, then 7-5 and 6-1. Andre Agassi has won the first Tennis Masters Series Indian Wells over Pete Sampras in the final.
Catch what's coming to DirecTV. March 23rd, the competition is killer, and somebody is killing the competition. Urban Legends Final Cut. March 30th, Mankind's last hope just turned 6. Kim Basinger stars in Bless the Child, March 30th. Sylvester Stallone goes from redemption to revenge. Get Carter. Let the movies come to you on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
Stars has more new hit movies in prime time. Movies you'll see first on Stars and only on Stars.
Just one of 12 commercial-free movie channels, only $10 more per month with your Total Choice package.
Are you ready to see yourself as others see you? I didn't know I was so gray. Now escape that old gray look with Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator. Just for Men shampoos away gray in 5 easy minutes and now has vitamins. It brings back a thicker, healthier look that's completely natural.
I like what I see.
Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator.
Your balls, please.
Agassi over Sampras in straight sets. This man has been a friend of tennis for decades now. He's a tournament co-chairman, MC for the awards ceremony, Alan King.
Nice day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would first like to recognize 3 gentlemen that contribute so much to this tournament and the tour. First, our tournament referee, Tom Barnes. The ATP Executive Vice President of the Americas, J. Wayne Richmond. The President of PM Sports Management, one of the godfathers. I go back when we used to call him Hippie. Ladies and gentlemen, Raymond Moore. And now, of course, the man who brought professional tennis to the desert and gave it and just raised the bar. It's become so great, and to have these 2 champions in the finals is as much as any director could hope for. And here's our boss, Charlie Passerell.
Thank you, Alan. How about a great round of applause for our tournament co-chairman for the last 15 years and the greatest friend tennis could ever have, Alan King. To present the awards to the player, I'd like to call the chairman and editor-in-chief of Newsweek, Rick Smith.
Thank you, Charlie. 2 great champions, 2 great careers, a great week of tennis in the desert. This is the Newsweek Indian Wells Championship. Pete Sampras. Pete, I've had the pleasure of awarding you the championship 2 times in the past. This time it was not to be. You ran into a buzzsaw out there. But I know you'll be back, and you're always great. And for your trouble, a check for $211,000.
I did run into a buzzsaw today. I'd like to congratulate Andre, and not only for this week, but his year so far. He's the best in the business against me, so congratulations. Guys, great. like to thank Charlie and his staff for doing a great job. The stadium is truly phenomenal, and I think we have to give him a lot of credit for putting this all together. But I've had a great week this week. I'd like to thank my family for coming down. I have my brother Gus, my two sisters Stella and Marion, my brother-in-law Phil, my sister-in-law Tracy, and my father-in-law who's, put a lot of pressure on me to win, but Dale for coming out and supporting me, and my coach Paul Anacone, my stringer Nate, my trainer Alex Stober for keeping my body in one piece. I've had a great time once again. I look forward to coming back for many, many years. I love coming to the desert. So I'll see y'all next year. Thank you.
Andre Agassi has come to the Newsweek tournament 13 times. There were a number of those years when he left before I arrived. But I am delighted on behalf of Newsweek's 20 million readers in the U.S. and around the world to present the championship to a true champion. Andre, congratulations. And to go along with the crystal, a check for $400,000. Andre, congratulations once again. You got it. You got it.
This won't even buy some of the cars I've seen here in Palm Springs. The first thing I'd like to say is to Pete, and that is, it's truly a joy and a privilege to be out here competing with you, and I want to thank you for everything you've given the game, and thank you for everything you've given me, because it's added a whole heck of a lot. And next, I'd like to thank Charlie Passerell, because you not only had the creativity to dream of this place, you had the discipline and perseverance to actually make it happen. And that's day in and day out, and you've created a paradise, and you're a credit to the game of tennis, and you give a lot to it, and thank you, Charlie. And, oh, no, you the man, you the man. I'd like to thank my coach, Brad Gilbert, for dealing with all my for dealing with all my what would you call it? Just stresses, where the ball's bouncing, what shot I'm hitting, and putting up with me for the whole week and seeing me through. Thanks, Brad. And I'd like to thank my trainer, Gil, for I've dreamt about winning this tournament for a long time. It's always meant a lot to me to play well here. And all I had to do was tell you, Gil, and we dreamed to prepare here together, and we came here, and we saw and conquered. So thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank all you fans here at Palm Springs, because you've supported me for so many years. I've been here for so many years, and not just winning, because it's the first year that's happened. I've always loved coming here. I've always loved competing here, and I've always been so thankful for how you put up with some of my, how'd you call it, early round exits? Yeah. Okay, something like that. So thank you for just a great week and a great career of coming here, and I look forward to coming back again. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations to those two. They're a credit to the game of tennis. Andre Agassi over Pete Sampras in straight sets. He's the winner here. Back in a minute.